Hi everyone, my name is Zachary Jones, and I'm here today doing my competitive analysis about the game Hollow Knight and its main mechanic, the Soul system, and how something like this could possibly be implemented as a sort of action sequence in other games. In the world of Hollow Knight, one of the main keys of combat and survivability are the use and management of the power of Soul. In-game, if you notice in the upper left corner, is the soul meter, the little circle there. The max cap of soul is 100 off base without any additional upgrades, and in order to use any soul technique, it requires 33 soul per use. The player can get soul by multiple methods. One is attacking certain statues found around the game, which can give you soul directly, and the other is attacking enemies, which will give you about 11 soul per hit. See there? Since my gauge was already 2/3 of the way there, it is now maxed out. The alternate method you can choose is if you hit an enemy with the Dream Nail. I don't think I'll be able to manage. Normally, on normal hits, you will get 11 soul back per hit without any extra upgrades. And here are all the soul techniques as follows. There is Focus, Shade Soul, Descending Dark, and Abyss Shriek. Focus is the main one you start with when you start the game. In this case, you press B, or I'm just going to call it the soul button from here on out, and you use 33 soul to heal. Exactly 1 max shard, which is 1 hit point of damage. It takes about 2.5 seconds per use to heal with any extra upgrades, to heal back 1 max shard. And during this time, the player cannot move at all, and they must remain stationary until either A, they let go of the button, or B, someone interrupts them. In this case. Here. See, as I'm healing, they go and they interrupt me. During this time, as you notice, if I start up in the top left gauge, I stop healing halfway, which still consumes soul. This is the only action in the game where if you're interrupted, you will still lose soul if you either get hit and lose your stance, or B, you are forced to let go and afraid of something else hitting you before you can complete the heal. The next soul ability would be Shade Soul, which is the upgraded form of Vengeful Spirit, which is the same move, except for it just does more damage. It uses the same amount of soul. Here, if pressing B in this case, or just the soul action, the player will instantly fire a fireball that does damage and pass through enemies. In this case, it is done through just tapping B, not holding it. If you start to hold B at all, you'll do Focus Stance instead. And it will be instantly cast. It can be done on the ground, in the air, and although all you have to do is tap B, you will still fire it if you're moving and tap B, whether it be left or right. Abyssal Shriek is if you have at least 33 soul and hold up on the directional to shriek. During this time, you'll fire damage and everything above you. And Descending Dark in this case can only be used in the air, and when you press and hold B down. And during this time, you are completely invincible, including a 1-second frame after the move is completed where you cannot take damage.